Is that for real?
Live from Studio B at KPRC Channel 2. Houston Life starts now.
Well, happy Wednesday, everyone, and welcome to Houston Life, September 30th, the last day of the month. Tomorrow begins October, Courtney. Cheers to that.
Cheers to that. And it looks like our weather is cooperating as well. It's been so beautiful. This morning was amazing.
Yeah,
right?
It was nice. You know, I lived in California for 20 years.
I never heard this story before.
And
you did?
So rude. But I used to, my primary wardrobe out there, shorts and t-shirts every single day. I'd find myself at the same coffee shop, working on my laptop. So when the weather clears up in Houston, this feels like Southern California to me.
I know,
Reminds me of
but
home.
you wear shorts and t-shirts year round here anyway. It doesn't have to be LA. You're just wearing shorts and t-shirts here.
No, I don't.
Why not?
Because it's sticky outside during the summer.
So you're gonna be in long pants?
I hate when we have fights.
I do too. I love you. Cheers.
Love you too. We're not actually fighting, no. We're just a little giddy. I think we all could use a nice laugh today, Wednesday, right halfway through the week. And we're going to do a lot of fun things on the show today, including Wine Club. Hard to believe it's already that time again. But one thing I'm really excited about today's show, we're going to be chatting about this TV series that's based in Fifth Ward. And I meet people all the time, native Houstonians who are like, wait a minute, what are you talking, like Fifth Ward, Third Ward, Second Ward, First, what? Where are these neighborhoods? Guys, there's so much history in these neighborhoods, and what's cool about this show, it's a fictional show, but it's based in the historic Houston Fifth Ward neighborhood, and it's sort of like having its moment. They actually shoot the show, Courtney, here in Houston.
Oh, yeah.
So today we're gonna chat with one of the actors, the creator of the drama series, about what it's been like filming around town, and also highlighting the city's diversity through the characters. It's on the Urban Movie Channel, UMC, where you can watch it, but we're gonna learn all about this series coming up later on in today's show.
I think it's great to shine a spotlight. Lots of big names are part of this. They just wrapped their second season, and I gotta tell you, I watched a few of the episodes, and I'm in. I'm in.
Yeah, there's some great talent in the cast as well.
Absolutely. I'm so excited. And by the way, one of the guys that we're going to talk to, if you guys were fans of 21 Jump Street, just saying, I'm just dropping some knowledge. That was my show. That was my show back in the day.
I remember.
Loved it.
Didn't it have like a neon sign, 21 Jump Street, right? Like the show Open had some sort of,
yeah.
I can see that 21 Jump Street opening slate in my mind.
So good.
I was never allowed to watch that show.
Oh, I was. I grew up in the south side of Chicago, Mr. LA, so, you know.
Well, I grew up in Salt Lake City,
I know, I'm
so we
teasing
were
you.
watching, you know, other things.
I know. You didn't watch TV.
We didn't watch a lot of TV in my house.
Okay, and you know what else he didn't do? He also didn't drink wine in his house, but today we are drinking wine because it is Wine Club Wednesday.
Rude.
Listen to this, y'all. We are talking about patio pounders, my two favorite words. It's a perfect selection of wines to enjoy outdoors. And by the way, each wine is under 20 bucks. And they're so good. We do have a special promo code to get the wines at 20% off. We've got our Wine Club members joining us. We also have a sommelier from, you know and love the LASCO's industry. They're Max's Wine Dive, the tasting room. So we are going to have lots of fun.
We are going to have a lot of fun. I'm still hung up on the fact that your two
I thought you were going to say you're
words.
hungover.
Well, that too, after last night. Your two favorite words are patio pounders?
Why not? Tis the season. I mean, it could be a sweet tea for all. I mean, you can drink whatever you want on the patio. A nice, you know, Topo Chico, whatever. I mean, now is the time to be out in your patio. And if you're not,
good.
I know, isn't it nice?
Yeah, interesting choice of your two favorite words, but this is really, really delicious. And everyone loves a sale and a deal. So again, 20% off. We're going to tell you how you can get it later on in the show. I also think it's cool that our Wine Club members get to actually taste some wine with us.
Absolutely.
They'll join us live on the show by Zoom, and we'll have some sips together.
I cannot wait.
How does that sound?
I cannot wait. You know what's really interesting about this next topic is that, you know, we sit here on our set. I'm going to use it in quotes. We sit in our set.
It's a set.
It is. It is a set.
We finally do have a set.
We do.
2
We're
years
not in the
ago,
mall.
we didn't.
Right. We were
This is
leasing
an
a
actual
space.
set.
It is a set. But next to us all the time, 24/7.
It's a bottle of wine.
Yes, that and
Oh, our phones.
our smartphones.
Yeah.
Can't live without it. You're really good because you don't ever respond to my text. You don't. I know I'm not alone here. I think there's other people you don't respond to, but I'm just saying.
I don't respond because if you have noticed, I mean, pre-COVID, when we could actually do things together, like
Hang
go
out.
to a restaurant.
Yes.
I am not that guy who is
Or person.
having dinner with
No.
you and I'm on my phone. I've never been like that. Even if it's just with my family or with Brandon, not just with Brandon, but when Brandon and I hang out, I mean, the phone goes face down and we look into each other's eyes. We have an old-fashioned conversation.
I drive Orlando batty. So when we have, we'll binge watch something together. We'll, we have our shows and we have our separate shows. And so when we're sitting, he's like, where's your mind today? Are you doing your, scrolling? Where's your mind? What are we doing? And so if my phone is next to me, I'm on it. I can't let it go. I'm on it.
But why not just leave it?
So that's
in
what
the kitchen
I
or
just
something?
leave it. I leave it in the bedroom on the charger.
What are you doing on the phone?
Oh, I just scroll. It's like my mindless
Like you're looking
scrolling.
through?
Yeah, that's sort of my decompression. But if it's next to me, I'm scrolling. I feel like this is like therapy right now.
Well, tell me more. Tell me more.
No,
And
that's
How does
it.
that make you feel? I don't think you're alone. I think a lot of people sort of do that. And I have been in settings where, like, I was on vacation once with someone who's a horrible person. And we were in this beautiful spot. And he was just, like, scrolling on his phone, like on Facebook. And I was like,
24/7.
hold the phone. Like, not hold the phone.
Hold
he
up.
was holding the phone. Hold up. Like, all of this beautiful scenery was surrounding us. And instead, he was just sort of scrolling through the phone.
Not paying attention to the world around you.
Yeah, and I think that these days, it's very easy for people to not be present because they are so attached to their phone. I also just think it's rude. I mean, if I go to dinner with someone and they're on their phone, that's the last time I go to dinner with them.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people in my life I would love to spend more time with. I'm not going to have dinner with someone who's just looking at their phone the whole time.
Absolutely.
I'm just not going to.
I mean, we just went to dinner with girlfriends, and sometimes I will put my phone on the table, and that's usually if Orlando and I are both out and maybe the kids are home with a sitter or they're at a friend's house where I don't want the phone to be in my purse and I will miss the call or something where it's a kid related, but I'm not out and about with, waiting for that to happen because those are the people that I need to be with. But unless there's an
emergency.
Yeah, that I want to be able to have my kids reach me.
Yeah.
So.
And that's understandable. I think you're a parent. For a long time, I had a job as a reporter where breaking news would happen, and it didn't matter if I was at dinner or at a family event. I had to jump on a plane and get to that story wherever it was. I mean, now, Houston, what's the breaking news?
Patio pounders.
Yeah. Someone lost their sewing machine. Quick. Do a crafting segment. I mean, what are we going to be covering?
Listen, that's a big deal.
It is awful when people lose their sewing machines.
It really is.
But we're going to get through it together. It's interesting, this smartphone conversation, because there was a study done. There's always a study about something, right? This was a nationwide survey.
Well, and we're going to find it, too. We're going to find all those studies. What was the last study that we talked about that I didn't have a lot of information?
You were just flipping a lot of papers.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you made that one up. So this was apparently a legit survey. Nationwide, 1,000 smartphone owners across all 50 states were asked this question: what would they give up in order to keep their smartphone?
Okay.
44% of millennials said they would rather be separated from their significant other instead of their smartphone for a month.
Oh, wow.
72% would rather be separated from alcohol, 64% would rather be separated from coffee, and 40% said their dog. Oh, dear, who's going to feed the dog?
Oh, wow.
A month. I mean, that is a long time. I also think that these days, especially during COVID, my smartphone is my window into
the world,
my niece's world, and connecting with my mom. I mean, I call my mom how many times a day, Mom? Sorry, 2, 3 times, depending on the day.
Right.
So I think that a phone, I mean, as we're sort of being critical of smartphone devices, maybe, we're all agreeing that we all spend too much time at the same moment. It's like, how do you connect to your friends and family during a time when you can't actually see them face to face? So they're not all bad.
Right, right. It's just a matter of, managing the time. And I think, if we looked at the amount of hours that we all spend on our devices, whether that's weekly, monthly, and we just think mindless scrolling, But if those seconds and minutes get added up, I think we'd all be really surprised.
Well, a lot
at
of
the amount
phones
time.
have a feature now that does calculate the amount of time, and it tells you
that.
your screen time. It'll tell you your average screen time for the week. And for some people, it could be 2 hours. Maybe some people it's more than that.
Right.
Or if you play video games, I mean, it could be a long time. Would you go like a month without being with Orlando, though?
No.
Yeah, see? You would
No.
give up your phone before giving up time with him.
Yes.
Yeah, same. With Brandon.
Yes.
Like, I would not, I go 5 minutes
That's a
without
no-brainer.
Brandon.
That's a
Same.
no-brainer to me. Says a lot about that relationship if somebody's doing that, don't you think?
Yeah, but, you know, a lot of people, it maybe is a toss-up. Maybe they don't like their partners, and that's okay. You can always move on and find someone else. Or be
Yes.
alone. A lot of people are happy.
Yeah, don't
like,
stay together and be miserable.
No, no. A lot of people, you hear people say that, like, oh, we're going to stay together for the dog. We're going to stay together for the kids. What? No, if
No.
you're miserable, it's okay. It's okay to move on. There's no stigma.
Absolutely.
One thing I love about Brandon, he always will save the last or the better piece of something. Like if we're eating something, he always saves the last bite for me, or he'll save the last bit, which I think is an act of love, right? And we
Totally.
always did that growing up in the family. We would fight over, you know, no, you eat it, no, you have it, no, you have it, no, you, okay. So Courtney made pumpkin bread recently, and it was so sweet. You made
Mini loaves.
little mini loaves, and I took one home to Brandon, and that thing was gone. He didn't save a bite for me. He wolfed it down.
But I gave you 2, so you had yours and he had his, right?
Well, I hope he's not watching because you just blew the whole secret.
wow.
Yes, I did
You're
eat
trying
my
to make
own.
it feel guilty? Listen, I had to do that because I had to redeem myself from March. From that, I'm traumatized still from that Irish soda bread.
For the viewers who did not have the pleasure of choking on, I mean, tasting the bread you made.
It was like a boulder. I'm going to be honest with you. You could have hurt somebody with it. If it fell on your foot, you hit somebody in the head. That was a very tragic baking experiment.
However, if you ever had an intruder in your home, you could just throw the bread and knock them out.
And escape.
And escape while they try to, you know, pick off the pieces. Well, we do want to hear from our viewers, of course. As always, we want you to weigh in on this whole idea. Would you give up something or someone in order to hold on to your smartphone for an entire month? And it's okay. You can be honest with us. We're just going to put those comments on TV. So
It's going to
we're
be
warning you in
blasted off
advance.
with your name and your profile picture so everybody can see it.
Yeah, and if people know your spouse, then maybe that's not a good thing. Hey, so did you hear about these parrots in in the UK? So they were
No,
in
I
this...
have not.
Well, speaking of parrots, we have a story about parrots.
Okay.
There were these parrots in this British wildlife park, okay? I love this story because when I was a kid, every Christmas I asked Santa Claus for a talking parrot. So this wildlife center got these new parrots. I guess they were donated, whatever.
Okay. Sometimes they have to be willed because they live a very long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Parrots do. Tortoises do. I mean, they can outlive humans for sure. So they were donated to the park, these 5 parrots, and the park quickly realized that there was a problem. They had to move the birds
Why?
because they were swearing at the visitors. They were using
Curse words? What were they? Really?
naughty language.
Did they have an accent, I wonder?
Well, they're British birds, so duh.
I mean, they'd have to. Did they all they all came from the same place? Not
don't know.
sure. I'm asking too
I
many
don't think
details,
so.
but I love the fact. I'm sorry, I love this story. They were in quarantine together at the park, apparently.
So they taught each other how to say all the bad words.
Oh, I want to hang out with those birds.
As kids do. Listen, they listen. I mean, they're like kids. When you think they're not listening, they are listening and soaking it all up. So birds naturally hear words that are repeated a lot.
Right, and apparently these birds, these parrots were house birds, so they must have heard some very colorful language growing up.
Yeah, and even though they, as you mentioned, they didn't come all from the same place because they were quarantined together, that was their chance to, you know, share the first
Communicate.
word. Isn't that a funny story?
I think it's hilarious.
We would love to show you the video, but it contains...
Lots of beeps. Beep,
yeah,
beep.
so we can't do that. Isn't that funny?
I think it's hilarious.
I would've
I'll take
loved
the
that as a
birds.
kid.
I'll take them all.
I'll take them.
I know. I think it's awesome. Not really. Not for younger kids. It's just funny. Don't send me any emails, please. Okay, we're just going to move on because after the break, we are going to have details about the show that features one of Houston's most historic neighborhoods on screen. We're going to get all the details on Fifth Ward, the series. It's coming up next.
Well, you are seeing images of the Urban Movie Channel's Fifth Ward, the series. It's a show based on fictional characters living in Houston's Fifth Ward, which is one of the city's 6 historic wards.
Well, the show just wrapped its 2nd season, and we're joined now by Greg Carter, who created, wrote, and produced the show, and veteran actor Reginald T. Dorsey. Gentlemen, welcome to Houston Live. Great to see you both.
Great to be here. Thank you for having me. Courtney, Eric, thank you for having me.
Well, Reginald, let's start with you because we know besides being a Dallas native, a veteran in film and TV business, I mean, this is sort of like coming home, right? I know it's H-Town, not Dallas, but we're still going to claim you.
It looks like maybe Reginald cannot hear us just yet. So, Greg, we're going to throw it on over to you. So, the showrunner, that's just one of many titles. Sort of explain how this all goes down, because Fifth Ward is something that you created, you produced. This is your brainchild.
Yes. Well, the showrunner is normally the person who is responsible to the network for writing out the TV show, also hiring behind the camera, and once it's all done, getting it delivered. So you're with the show the entire time. You find the writing staff and put together the writing staff. You hire the crew and also the actors. So it's a really interesting journey. And for me, it was always something I held personally to heart because my family's originally from the neighborhood. My home church is Miles Chapel, which is on the corner of Waco and Lyons. Mm-hmm. And I actually did a film based on the TV that acted as a prequel years and years ago. I don't want to say how old I am, but when about 20 years ago, I did a feature film that was based on the same characters. And so for me, it's just a joy to see it come out again and be successful as a TV series now.
What I think is so great too is that, you know, with the ability to be able to shoot and do your own TV series now and have sort of all of this at our fingertips, but to not only focus on that, but to have a spotlight on Houston and the Fifth Ward. I mean, you know, you're a Houstonian, you have a master in filmmaking studies from Rice University. I mean, this is a big deal to be able to showcase Fifth Ward to the rest of the country, if not the world.
Absolutely. Well, you know, my whole thing is that, you know, my journey as a film professional has never been just about me. It's been about also trying to uplift and bring other people with me. So we have such talented people in front of the camera that for me, that most of those people are from Houston, or maybe some even from the Fifth Ward neighborhood. For me, that we have people behind the camera that are mainly from Houston, that's a very big deal. And I hold that responsibility really close to my heart, because I do feel that, you know, we have a vibrant community of film people who live here in the Houston area. And so showcasing that talent to the world is an important part of my journey. And so, you know, as we continue to move into our next season of the show and different things begin to happen, I want to make sure that everyone is engaged as much as possible and know about the show and get a chance to check it out.
Season 3 is coming up. I know that principal photography hasn't commenced yet because of COVID, but that'll happen soon. Reginald, I think we have you back now. Can you finally hear us? All right, very nice. Good news. Well, listen, so as Courtney was mentioning earlier, you're a Dallas native. We know you from 21 Jump Street, Magnum PI, The A-Team, Knight Rider. You have so many different credits to your name. And this role, I think the timing of this is really interesting because you play a police chief for a department that sort of is dealing with some turmoil and some mistrust issues with the police. So is that just coincidence on this timing? And Reginald, I'm sorry to jump in and interrupt. Somehow we cannot hear you now. My goodness, somehow bad technology can happen to good people. You're not muted, are you?
We heard something.
We heard a little something.
Hear me now?
There we
There it
go. There you go. Now we can hear you loud and clear, Reginald.
Let me see.
I think it might be your headphones. Maybe you can try unplugging the headphones.
How's that? Can you hear me now?
Oh,
We
much
can.
better. There we go. What a relief.
Okay. Unfortunately, I can't hear you. But I just want to say it was a pleasure to be able to step into those shoes that Greg had created for me as a character. And I based a lot of the ethics and the way that this particular character carried himself on Chief Azevedo of the Houston PD. So that was an honor.
It is so interesting, Greg, to see like these real life examples
Right.
who could inspire your actors and characters.
Absolutely. And by the way, if we can talk about Greg, talk about the cast diversity, because this is really what stood out to me from the beginning in the trailer.
Well, one of the things about the show is that it takes place in Fifth Ward, and that is not a monolithic racially kind of block of a neighborhood. There are Latino people living in Fifth Ward. There are Asian people living in Fifth Ward, Anglo, far Middle East. So we have such a racial diversity and mix of people that I wanted to make sure that that's reflected. One of the things that we do in the show, when you watch every episode, you're going to see an interview by someone who is from the neighborhood or worked in the neighborhood. And there was no kind of list that we try to put up. We just want to try to have, you know, these different people who had things to say about Fifth Ward. And those groups were so racially diverse that when I was writing it, that I knew that I wanted to make sure that we had that same attention, that same authenticity. Because I think that's what's really important about television and television shows. You have to have that authenticity. You have to be able to look at a show and say, okay, we're going to do what we can to make sure every voice is heard. And that means that you have to go and be a little bit more progressive when you start thinking about what it is that makes a city special. Is it the fact that we have a lot of natural resources, like people are familiar with Houston, really big in the oil business? Is it that we have, you know, like one of the biggest cities as far as square footage? Or could it be that what makes the city very particularly special is that we have a diverse people? And I think that's what it really is. And so we try to do that not only with the groups of people that we had in front of the camera, but also the groups of people that we had behind the camera. And so if you turn that camera around and you looked at our crew, you would see that same kind of methodology in trying to make sure that we have equal voices heard and seen. So it's a very big part of who I am. My dad's a minister. My mom's a retired educator. And so hopefully they're watching right now. Love you, Mom and Dad. But what I try to do is make sure that we reflect those same values that I was raised up with in the show.
Very nice. Greg
I'm
Carter,
good, guys. I
Reginald
can hear
T.
you now.
Dorsey. All right. Well, that's the good news. The bad news is we're now out of time. But, guys, it is Fifth Ward, the series, streaming now. Thank you so much for your time and for shining a spotlight on this historic neighborhood.
Thank you. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Sounds
guys.
good. Take care. And for more info about where you can stream Fifth Ward, we do have a link on our website, HoustonLife.tv.
And we'll be right back with a look at what's coming up on the news at 4.
Welcome back. It is 3:29 now. Why don't we take a break to get a check of today's headlines with Keith, Christine, and Frank ahead of Channel 2 News at 4. Hey, guys.
Hey, how are you guys doing? Yeah, we're going to tell you what's going on. It's not going to be a debate. A lot of people are saying last night what we saw was not a debate either, but it's the story everyone is talking about today. Last night's presidential debate, it was the first of those debates, and it was packed with the candidates interrupting each other and calling each other names. Well, today at 4, what the Commission on Presidential Debates is saying about the performance and how people around Houston are reacting.
And here is one that everyone should be paying attention to. For years, the American Dental Association and the FDA have said that silver dental fillings, known as dental amalgam, are believed to be safe. But last week, the FDA updated its recommendation on its website, and the agency is changing its opinion a bit. Our Haley Hernandez will have the details for you.
All right, this is Amazon launching a new service called Amazon Explore that lets customers book live virtual experience led by local experts. The events include virtual tours of far-off destinations or landmarks, cooking classes, or shopping local boutiques around the world. Look at how you can take on one of those experiences.
Very good. And Frank, another bluebird sky day out there.
Oh, no debate about it.
Nope, you are right.
Fabulous stuff out there. Temperatures right now in the 80s, 82, 83, 84. Just take your pick. It's 85 in Sugar Land, 86 up in Huntsville. And the winds continue out of the southwest a little bit. So that we've had a shift from north to southwest. That's going to last through tomorrow, and then things will change again. In the meantime, the humidity still quite hard to find. 16% in Cleveland, 25%, a popular number there, 20% down in Wharton. So it's nice and dry. It's going to be just pooch perfect this afternoon. 85 at 4, 84 at 5, 81 at 6, and 78 at 7 p.m. Coming up at 4, a look at the tropics. That's sort of interesting down in the Caribbean and how long this great stuff is going to last.
Yeah, if you need a reason to get outside, you better find it fast because you should get out, take
Courtney
advantage
and Derek,
of it.
this is the kind of perfect patio pounder weather we're talking about.
Nothing to whine about.
Oh,
perfect,
so
Franklin.
Funny, Franklin.
Boom.
I mean, the wine
Cheers to
sounds
that.
nice, but now I got to go replace my
Cheers.
silver fillings. I'm concerned about that.
I know, I did that
Thanks,
years
guys.
ago. Cheers.
Cheers to you.
Well, coming up after the break, we're going to meet a 16-year-old who's in the battle of his life. He is battling a rare disease, but it's not slowing him down. That story's next.
Hey, Derek and Courtney. It's Stacy and Becca from Bel Air.
We love watching you on Houston Life every day.
Hey guys, it's Leroy Cook here, and I love watching Houston Life at 3 p.m.
Hi, Courtney and Derek. It's Melissa, all the way in Michigan, and I just wanted to let you know that I love watching your show.
All the way in Michigan,
How
Melissa.
fun.
Leroy, Becca, Stacy, thank you so much.
I loved Leroy's glasses.
I know, very
cool.
stylish.
Absolutely.
Very nice. Okay, so shifting gears now to the story of a young Houstonian diagnosed with a rare disease at birth. At 16 years old, Zach Berger is now on a mission to spread awareness and find a cure.
Houston Life reporter Joe Sam sat down with Zach to learn more about how he's working to help others who are fighting the same disease.
Meet 16-year-old Zachary Berger, just another teenager who enjoys video games and baseball. You would never know that he was born with a rare disease called lymphatic malformation.
I have thousands of microcystic cysts in my tongue, neck, and jaw area. Particularly for me, it's in my tongue. And so for me, it makes my tongue swell up and cause a lot of pain, rubs against my teeth and cause bumps and lines on my tongue.
Zachary has made it his mission to help raise awareness about the disease and support those that are battling alongside him. His foundation even helps provide funds for procedures and research.
It's definitely hard. You know, you go through pain and I don't know why. And to this day, I still don't know why it happens. I don't know why I'm in pain. I don't know why I swell. I don't know why it gets better even. So it's always definitely been something very hard to accept and deal with just in the dark. So that's why I definitely think now being older, I've turned that why into how, and how can we get the research out there to find the cure and solve that why.
How does he do it? Well, Zachary travels around the Houston area speaking to large groups and organizations both in person and virtually.
My name is Zachary Berger. I'm a sophomore here at CP.
And before COVID, would participate in big events like this hit-a-thon and many others like it.
We are here to support Zachary Berger and to support the Lymphatic Association, Education Research Network.
But we did a little event where you paid, we went out to our local park and you paid to hit a round of baseballs, and we raised a lot of money. It was really fun.
Opportunities like these help him spread his message quicker and reach a much wider audience with a little bit of fun to keep them engaged.
I've been given this opportunity to not have it as worse as others, so I look at that in the way that it gives me that opportunity to be a voice for everyone. And so because I've come to that understanding as I get older, me and my family have come together and we started Zach's Attack for a Cure to be a voice for those who maybe can't talk about lymphatic malformation.
His voice has been heard at over a dozen speaking engagements, and he even found a way on several podcasts around the area, dishing out as much information about LM as possible.
I've always cared about how people feel, and just being able to put a smile on people's face and inform them and you know, give them a little piece of information that makes their day better is absolutely amazing. I mean, just last year, I did a speech in front of my high school baseball team, and it's crazy because barely any of them knew that I had this, and it just feels like I'm helping out every way I can. So I really enjoy it. And so I definitely say, you know, you're not alone, and there's always a way to fight. There's always a way to get through these things. And so people are here for you, and people know what you're going through, and there's definitely help out there.
I mean, he seems like way older than 16 years old.
Yeah, very wise young man indeed. Zach does have several upcoming events, both in person and online, to help benefit the Lymphatic Education and Research Network. We have posted the information on our website, HoustonLife.tv, if you would like to learn more.
Go get him, Zach. We're pulling for you, buddy. Still ahead, did you know that there are alligator snapping turtles found in some of Houston's bayous? Lauren Kelly and the Bayou Preservation Association will show us how we can help celebrate, protect, and restore Houston waterways. Hey, Lauren.
Yeah, careful. Try to say that 3 times fast, Courtney. But you know there's tons of water in Houston. Who's taking care of them? We'll tell you exactly who coming up after the break. You guys may not realize this, but there are miles and miles of waterways and streams all over Houston. It's why they call us the Bayou City, for real. And I'm here today with a couple of those people who take care of the waterways with the Bayou Preservation Association, the CEO and president, Miss Sarah Bernard. Welcome, and thanks for taking us out here on this beautiful day.
Thank you. It's great to be here, Lauren.
Now, this is a magnificent spot. I'm sure a lot of people don't even realize it's here. We're at Briarbend Park. Now, tell us a little bit about y'all's mission and what you do.
Yeah, Bayou Preservation Association's mission is to celebrate, protect, and restore the natural richness of all our region's bayous, creeks, and streams. And we have over 2,500 miles of bayous in the greater Houston area. So that's a lot of bayou land.
That definitely plays into our nickname of the Bayou City, correct?
Yes, absolutely. It's an important part of our city's culture and the tapestry of our city.
Absolutely. So how can people get involved if they want to learn more, if they want to help protect these beautiful waterways?
Yeah, well, our organization has a number of programs to get people involved, including we do trash bash cleanups, we have waterway cleanup projects. In addition, folks, we do Earth Day celebrations, and folks can volunteer to be water quality monitors. Citizen scientists are also do litter cleanup events.
Now, you guys have a symposium happening tomorrow and Friday. It's going to be virtual this year. Tell us about what's happening during that.
Yeah, so this year's is our 17th annual symposium, and our theme is Bayou Diversity, Celebrate, Protect, and Restore. And it's a play on words. It's all about the natural biodiversity, the richness of all of the animal species, but it's also about the diversity of all 22 of our region's watersheds and the diverse ways that we as Houstonians use the bayous, and also how diverse our city is and how important our bayous are to our economic and social viability as a
Wonderful.
region.
And so there's so much more in this water stream than just water. And I was going to do a swimming segment today until I found out Eric here with the Turtle Survivor Allowance is talking about snapping alligator turtles found right here?
That's correct. The western alligator snapping turtle. We actually have a 6-year study going on in this particular bayou bayou on this particular species. It is the furthest southwestern extent of this animal's range. Throughout this range, it ranges from Florida to Texas all the way up into Illinois. It is an imperiled species, state threatened in most states, up for federal listing actually, because it has a lot of issue with overharvesting throughout its range for the meat trade, for international meat trade. Meat goes to China for a lot of turtle species. And our goal here is to study this atypical population in a particular habitat that no one ever thought we'd find a species in.
I mean, this thing looks like a dinosaur, for real, with the tail. How much do they weigh?
It's ancient. Actually, our largest turtle in this population study is 132 pounds, but they've been documented getting over 200 pounds.
Wow, and you've got how many tagged as of right now?
83 are tagged in this ecosystem right now.
And normally we can find these. I wouldn't suggest jumping in the water, but when the water's a little bit lower, you can see them come up to the shore and kind of floating around.
If you're lucky enough, you can see a big head rise up out of the water for a breath of air, or you could get lucky enough walking the bayous and see a female nesting.
Wonderful. Well, Eric and Sarah, thank you so much for all the information. If you guys want some more info on the symposium happening tomorrow and Friday, I put a link up at HoustonLife.tv. Derek and Courtney, want to come with me for a swim right now? Huh? I look inviting to you?
Oh my gosh. Lauren, please send our best to the Bayou Preservation Association. They do fantastic work. And I must say, that snapping turtle looks so much like my ex. It's uncanny.
All exes of all time.
I mean, the turtle's a little better looking, but observation. Lauren, thank you so much. All right, coming up next, it's a wine club celebrating great weather. Courtney, perfect timing. Stick around to find out how you can get these bottles discounted with a special promo code. That's next. Welcome back. Beautiful weather has arrived. Take a nice deep breath, folks. And on this Wine Club Wednesday, we have got some bottles to help us all transition from summer to fall.
That's right, and it's Wine Club Wednesday. Founder of Black Door Wine Club, Jerry LASCO, is joining us now with affordable, high-quality bottles. And we're also joined by two of our Wine Club members, Abel and Lisa Rodriguez. Welcome to all of you.
Hello. Hey, guys.
Thanks so much for being here. Cheers. That's right. So before we get to Abel and Lisa, Jerry, let's first talk about Black Door Wine Club, because this is kind of your baby, and we all know and love you from Max's Wine Dive and the Tasting Room. But what is Black Door Wine Club?
Well, Black Door Wine Club is a very specialized club that I think is different than any other club out there. What we focus on is what you like. So instead of just sending you the same random 12 bottles of wine that we send everyone else, we send you the wine that you specifically pick out. So you fill out a questionnaire. We keep that questionnaire updated, and we select the wines each month specifically for your taste. So if you like all red wines, or if you want mostly red wines, or maybe it's mostly white wines. If you like Sauvignon Blanc, but you don't like Chardonnay, that's what we're gonna do. And then you give us feedback on that. We tweak that. It gets better every month. And we always say that there's only one really important thing that every wine lover needs to know, and that is what you like. And the other thing we try to teach you is how to describe that. So whenever you go to a store or a restaurant, you'll know for the rest of your life, you'll carry that with you. You'll always be able to order a great fitting wine.
And Jerry, the wine is delicious. I can tell based on just the history of your life that you don't know how to do anything just halfway. I mean, you have such an interesting career. Former military flight instructor for the Air Force. You then flew for Continental Airlines until about 20 years ago. So now you're in the wine world. And just very briefly tell us, how do you go from flying airplanes to making wine?
Yeah, well, really, we were talking a little bit in break about all those student pilots and flying those planes and getting the nerves rattled a little bit. And I found that wine was a lot safer business to be in. And I'm kidding completely right there. But after 9/11, there was a furlough with Continental, and I've always wanted to start a business. I was always a food and wine lover, so we started the original tasting room. And by the time Continental said, hey, it's time to come back and fly, I was just too busy with the business to do it, so made a big career jump.
Well, it's fantastic, and I know we're excited to get to our patio pounders here that we're going to talk about, but we want to get Lisa and Abel up. And Lisa, I call you Lisa with 2 S's. You were a bingo winner with us back in July. You're a fellow wine club member. Both of you born and raised in El Paso, but went to rival high schools, and you are celebrating your 15th wedding anniversary coming up in February of 2021. So,
cheers.
Happy early anniversary.
Congrats.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Cheers.
Cheers.
Okay, well, and feel free to give your thoughts just honestly, right, Lisa and Abel? We're going to have a great conversation here. And let's, Jerry, just jump right in. We have been sipping this white wine, and tell us all about it and where it's from.
Yeah, first off, we're drinking patio pounders today, so I'm going to throw my shades on. Because it's a beautiful day outside.
All right.
And I don't want Sean Beck to have anything up on me, so here's a nod to that. But yeah, patio pounders are supposed to be light, fruity, chilled, highly quaffable, and inexpensive. I mean, that's part of my definition. What they're not supposed to be is really heavy, highly alcoholic, warm, or expensive. So I picked out 3 wines today that I hope you all like. This first one is Chez Jerome. It's actually, I modestly say this is actually named after me, the house of Jerry Jerome in France, from one of my favorite people who's a real cool guy, and he happens to be a wine importer. And he took my wife and I to the south of France, to this little area between the Côte de Rhône and the Côte de Provence called the Côte de Gascon. And in this area, they grow this white grapes, pretty prolific, but nobody's ever heard of it. It's called Colombard. And I always tell people that's part of the reason why this wine has such a great price point. But if you want to go through the tasting with me, you smell it. It smells a lot like Sauvignon Blanc. So I tell people who love Sauvignon Blanc, try Chez Jerome. You're going to really like Chez Jerome. But when you get it in your mouth, you realize that it's a little richer than a Sauvignon Blanc. It's very fruit forward, and it brings in, I don't know, besides that, the citrus and grapefruit that Sauvignon Blanc has, this to me has ripe pear and apricot, maybe nectarines. It's just a really cool wine. So
I can see Lisa nodding her head.
Smells great. Start tasting.
Sorry to jump in there, Jerry, but Lisa, I can see you nodding your head there when he mentioned the apricot. So what are you tasting? What are you smelling?
The aroma I got first off was a lot of pear and fruit forward, just as Jerry mentioned. But the mouthfeel of this is it's delicious, and it's something I probably don't buy often, but I would purchase all the time now. It's a great wine.
Abel, what do you think? Do you like this one?
I do. I was mentioning earlier that I did get a lot of the fruit, but I got more of the pear and some peach in there. This is really good. It's got a great mouthfeel to it, and it's a great patio pounder.
Absolutely, and the great value is this bottle is $18.99. We're moving on to the second one here, and this bottle is $14.99. Jerry, walk us through this tasting.
Yeah, so this is a rosé. Rosés to me are the perfect patio pounder, whether you're outside by the grill or you're at the pool. If you go to the Côte de Provence and you hang out on one of the beaches there, like in Nice or Saint-Tropez, you're going to see this served like iced tea. Nobody's drinking anything else but rosé. So to me, the Côte de Provence makes the best rosé in the world. And it's crisp, it's dry, it's clean. You want to serve it really chill. It's fruity, it's refreshing, it's a little bit lower in alcohol. But they always have this beautiful kind of dull peach color. It's not a real bright red in the Côte de Provence, as you can see there on TV.
And it's not sweet at all.
Strawberry note.
Beautiful.
Jerry, we're going to leave the red wine for our Facebook page and our website, HoustonLife.tv. A reminder to our viewers that they can get 20% off all the wines we have featured here today by using the code HoustonLife on your order. That code is good for an entire week, Courtney.
That's right. It's going to expire next Wednesday. That's October 7th. And if you are not part of our wine club, check out the Wine Club article on our website. There you're going to find the email address to send us a message if you'd like to be part of a live tasting as well.
Abel and Lisa Rodriguez, Jerry LASCO, founder of Black Door Wine Club. Cheers to you all. Sorry we got tight on time, but enjoy this patio pounding weather.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Cheers.
And we'll be right back. Y'all, the Trend Report with Marzi is back tomorrow. We're tackling another fashion challenge, how to style a throwback trend that's making a big comeback. And we are talking about a strong shoulder, people. Strong shoulders.
What does that mean? Like a shoulder pad?
No, a strong, well, shoulder pads are in too.
I think this is a very good look.
Stay tuned for tomorrow. Everything old is new again.
Okay, I can't wait.